Hi and welcome to this week's Something for the Weekend. I'm Tony, sales manager here at Martin Lynch & Sons, and this week I'm going to go back in time. Well, I say go back in time, it's because it's approximately 1 year since I did an affordable ham radio accessories video. So I'm going to pick my top 10 items that have just come into stock, which you may be really interested in, and guess what, they're going to be kind of sub £100 as well. So they're kind of little gifts that maybe if there's a birthday coming up, or you just want to treat yourself, you've been a good amateur and you think, oh, you know what, I'm going to buy myself a little present. This could be the items for you. So starting off with the first item, I'm going to come in with an item that probably a lot of you started into the hobby with, and that is, do you remember those sort of DVB dongles that you used to buy? They sort of first coming in from China, sort of before the FunCube dongle. They're £10 or so. They were okay, you know, they got you interested into the hobby. You started to monitor VHF, etc. Well, I'm going to go for this item, which is the NESDR, and it's the version 5 model. And as you can see, the casing's certainly come a long way. So you get this lovely metal casing. So that's going to help with the shielding. As you know, the old ones used to pick up a lot of noise. Obviously USB on one end for connectivity to your PC or to your Mac. And also SMA connection for an antenna. Now, frequency coverage wise with these, you're looking at 100 Hertz all the way through to 1.75 gigahertz. So great coverage. There will be a few gaps. Obviously just check the information online with regards to where the gaps are, but for amateur use it's going to be superb. You know, you can listen to HF, you can go through to 6 meters, maybe just want to monitor 4 meters, see if anyone pops up on 4 meters. You might hear Richard, you never know. This is going to be ideal for it. When it comes to the higher frequencies, obviously you want it to be stable. Not going to be a problem. This has an inbuilt TCXO as well, so it's going to be fairly stable. Price wise, not much more than £60. So I think it's about £62, £63 for this at the moment, and it does come in a bundle. So you're going to get the little SDR dongle, and then you're going to get a selection of antennas and a telescopic whip. So you're going to get 3 antennas with it. So coverage wise, obviously if you're higher frequency, you've got the shorter antenna, and up you go down in frequency. Also, you're going to get a little mag mount, which is great because you may not have anywhere to pop your antenna. So just screw straight on. It's an SMA connection on there, SMA connection on the other side as well, straight to the dongle. So you can, if you want, take this into the car, run your laptop, run your tablet, and operate this nice little SDR receiver. So that's my first item on our top 10 under £100 shack accessories. Right, on to the next one. Okay, so the table's clear now, and as we kind of mentioned quite a lot here, and you know I'm involved as well, I like to go out and about, do a bit of portable operation. So I'm going to choose this item next, which is the M&P POTA bag. Now you may have seen this within the bundles for POTA Flex, where you get your coax inside and you can just carry it around. Well, this is the empty version of that bag, so going to be ideal if you've got your coax already. It will hold sort of 10 to 15 meters of coax. Obviously you can put your sandwiches in there if you want to, but it's a nice robust bag, as you can see, pretty deep, and you've got your Velcro fastenings here as well. So everything's going to sort of stay in the bag. It's not going to move around. I'm not going to have any issues, are we? Let's be honest. So that is my next item. Price wise, around about £20 or so. It's a no-brainer really, just add it into the basket when you're ordering your coax. Now I'm going to move this one across and grab another item for whilst you're out and about. It is, of course, the world famous MyDEL Ham Bag. Now, this always goes out with us into the field. Basically, in here we could put a 705, hopefully we can put the new FTX1 in here as well, in QRP variant. Great little side pockets on here, which you can close up. So if you want to even pop you a nice can of drink in there, you can do, and it keeps it away from the radio. I'm going to open this up here as well. So as you can see, fairly deep pockets for popping in your accessories. You might want to pop your Morse key in there. Maybe you've got a battery power pack you want to keep in as well. Then that's ideal for it. All seals up, and you can either carry it with the handles, or On the side here, you can add a strap if you don't want to use the carrying handles. So MyDEL Ham Bag, I don't have to say anymore. You've seen the videos, you've seen all of the videos with this in, and it just works. It's a great design. Available in olive green or available in black as well. Okay, now staying out in the field, I mentioned that battery power pack. Well, I've got a little item for you which is very, very inexpensive, and that is this. It's the GoPOTA adapter cable. So if you're, as I said, if you're using one of those sort of external battery packs, this is brilliant for that. Again, robustly made, so we've got a nice metal finish to it. I can hear you saying, Tony, what is it? What does it do? Well, if I pull this out from here, you'll see here, it's got a lightning connector. So if you're going to be using Apple products in the field, you can use this to connect to your battery pack, and this obviously to the Apple products in question. And then if I pull that again, we've got a USB-C connection. Again, going to be ideal if you've done, maybe you've done a modification to your 705. I know you've been up to it. Okay, I'm going to pop that back in there. And if I turn it around, and again, we pull this out, we've got standard USB-A. And pull it out again. We've got another USB-C. So no matter what your need is, or connectivity that you're going to need for go from that battery to the radio or to the ancillary device that you've got, this little cable is there for you. And as I said, very sturdily made, so nice metal construction, folds up very small, and there you go. So you could attach that to your handbag. You're not going to lose it because this is very secure. Okay, moving on from this. This is one we've been asked for a lot. So this is the Nagoya, and I will say this is an official Nagoya product. We do get a lot of questions asked as to whether they're official Nagoya products. Yes, they are, and they're imported in by us, so you don't, no worries there whatsoever. And this is the tactical dual band antenna. Comes with this lovely bit of Velcro, which I'm going to slide off. Now, let's hope I don't take my eye out doing this. So it's a foldable VHF UHF antenna. Comes with a reverse SMA connection. So ideal if you're running maybe an Anytone radio, or you've got a Wuxum radio, that will screw straight in. And if you're out and about in the field, maybe you're doing a bit of hill walking, all of a sudden, you've now got an extended antenna, which is going to give you a bit of gain. On the packaging, it says around about 3 dBi on 2 meters, and I think it's 5.5 on 70 sems. So great antenna. As I said, we've been asked a lot about these antennas, and they finally come back into stock. So worth getting. As you can see, you can just keep folding it down to whatever size you need. That will fit in the handbag if need be, and then you can just seat it back up again. Okay, one more antenna for you, which is another one to the Martin Lynch range. I'm just going to grab that. Okay, which is this. Now, I had a customer come in with these not long ago, and I just liked them. I just think the construction's amazing on it. You see, it's a very small base to the antenna. Nice sparkly design. I mean, what, you know, why not? We've got a lovely expensive handheld. Let's zazz it up a little bit. Nice fix in there as well. Very solid. The antenna itself is very bendy. There you go, very flexible. So if you do catch it when you're going through the woods, it's not going to be a problem. It comes with a nice little rubber ring as well. So you can just pop that on, and that should fit any dual band handheld that you have. But these are great. I've got these on a couple of my radios now, and I've had no issues whatsoever. As I said, they kind of go in and out of the cars. They've been fine. Okay, moving on from there, we're going to go into the shack now and take a look at a few other accessories. Okay, so the next product, I was going to kind of put it with those products that you've just seen for going out and about. However, this size version of it kind of has a bit of a dual purpose. So I had a customer that said that they like to go out and about, but they like to take, they're not going lightweight QRP, let's put it that way. And then when they get home, they don't have a shack at home. They just want to put all of their equipment away, know it's protected and not have a worry. So I'm going to grab this one for you. Now, there we go. You can probably see why now. I was in two minds of putting it into the portable section. It's not that small, is it? Let's be honest. However, with this one, my customer has fitted in a FT710, a power supply, and an antenna as well, portable antenna into this box. So I'm going to get it open for you now. So it's a Pelly style case, so very robust. Obviously a nice carry handle there. You've got your clasps here. And then if we look inside, we've got the foam inserts, and then basically you can just cut inside here, put a template on there of the items that you want to place in there. They then stay very secure, so if you're traveling around there won't be any damage at all. Now, as I said, this is quite a large version of it. It is under £100, which I think is great value if you want to sort of keep your equipment protected. You may be going on a week's trip somewhere, maybe you're going camping, and you just want to take a 100-watt radio with the power supply, everything included. You know, it's all in one place. You can leave it in the car afterwards, and there's going to be no issues there. So yes, portable, probably not, but we do smaller versions of this. However, again, if you don't have a shack at home and it's just a case that you want to pop the radio maybe in a cupboard, storage cupboard somewhere, and then just bring it out and use it, this is a great idea. Absolutely great idea. Okay, now my next product in this top 10 of products under £100, which I think is very, very useful, is a product you may not have seen. It is on the website. We've not had them very long. However, if you own an IC7300, which I know there's about 100,000 of you out there that do, or a 9700, but maybe you have both. Maybe you've got a shack full of radios and you've got both of those radios, the 73 and the 9700, and you're thinking, Tony, what can I do? I'm running out of space here. Well, check these out. Here we go. Basically, some mounts. So with these mounts here, you can mount your 7300 and your 9700 on top of each other. And it does leave a nice bit of a gap there, so you've still got air going through if need be. Pretty simple. On one side, on the other side, just fix your screws in, and all of a sudden you've got Stax radios. Now I'm going to get Henry to pop a picture on so that you can visually see this, because it has to be seen to be believed. But these do an absolutely superb job. Again, very reasonably priced, and it's just a great way of keeping that shack space down. Remember when we did the video on the 1 meter square shack? I mean, this is going to be ideal. It's going to give you HF 6 meters, 4 meters, VHF, UHF, 23 SAMs, all in one go, all on a nice little small stack. Okay, let's get these out of the way for you. And we're going to go to another new product now, which has literally just come in within the last couple of weeks. Great product for the shack. You can take it out and about with you if you want. This is the new ham radio guide. And if you've not seen one of these before, this is the new edition. Comes with loads of maps inside, loads of information that you need, Q codes. Also, it gives you all the country zones. So if you're new to working contests, you can take a quick look through. And yeah, it just makes life a little bit easier in the shack. You don't have to keep going on the PC. So I'm going to open it up for you there. You'll see it there. So you've got your index here, which will tell you exactly what page to go to. Not a problem. There's your map. And it's a lovely map. So we can see there, we've got the full world map, and then the Pacific area broken down. So when you're chasing those rare DX islands, it's going to make it a lot easier for you. Okay, moving across with this, here we go. Just going to skip through a couple of the pages here, give you an idea of what's in here. I'm not going to go through it all, otherwise we'll be here all day. So again, you've got all your call sign prefixes. So we'll break down, and then we've got additional information on here as well, i.e. the ITU, the CQ zones, and also, again, if there's a variant of that call sign within the country, it will give you the breakdown of that as well. So special event stations, sometimes we listen and we think, oh, you know, what does that mean? I remember once working in Cyprus, thinking I was working somewhere completely different. So this is a great guide for that. Moving across again as well. Here's the maps, so it does break it all down. Again, you're going to get the call sign on there and then show you the area. So, you know, for Sweden, for example, if you're working in SM2, you know roughly whereabouts it is in the country. So that's great. Moving across as well, we've got a breakdown on space weather and also operating web SDRs, QO100. It's basically a good guide of where you can go to find extra information on top of that is included in the book. Okay, I'm going to move that across for you now. And the final item I wonder if you can guess what it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're not so right. Okay, it is of course the world famous MyDEL Shack Clock. So I'm just going to grab a couple of those now, and you'll see here they are still available in green and in red. What more can I say? Low power consumption, low noise, pop it in the shack. You've got a nice bright display of the time. Buy two because it's always handy if you're running UTC or you want to run another time zone. In fact, buy as many as you want. Stick as many time zones up as you want. And special offer on these as well, whilst we're doing this promotion, is I'm going to drop these down to £20 each. Limited numbers are available because so many of you have bought them. So you better be quick and place your order for these. Okay, before I go, don't forget, please, if it's the first time or even if it's not the first time that you've been watching ML&S.TV, please make sure you like, comment and subscribe. If there's any questions or you want to purchase any equipment or trade in any equipment, don't forget to give us a call at the store. You can have a chat with any of the guys. There's always a deal to be done. Okay, take care. Have a wonderful bank holiday weekend and we'll see you very, very soon. 73.